Hello, this is Harry Paden. I am the host of Paden's Pulpit. This is season 2, episode 20. Today's subject, a person that I admire, LeBron Raymond James. LeBron Raymond James. Now first let me get this out the way. This is not basketball related. Don't go around throwing out statistics. This person is better than that person. Leave that for you sports aficionados, aficionados. That's not me. I love sports. I know more about most sports than most people. But that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this because LeBron James is a person that I admire. Let me give you a quote from Mr. James, who is much criticized. Quote, "I like criticism. It makes me strong." Keep criticizing that young man because he is very strong. I wrote a book. I wrote 4 books. And this book is entitled Quotes, Motivational Words/Stories, including the people behind it. One of the many people I wrote about in my book was Mr. LeBron James. And let me tell you how I started the book off. This is actual words from the book. Full disclosure, I think LeBron James is not only a super basketball player, my personal favorite. He is an example other athletes, especially those athletes of color, should be like. Forget be like Mike. We should all be like King James. That's how I start this book out. It's 20 pages, much of his statistics. It talks of his childhood. He was raised by a single mom. His dad was not in his life. Many times you hear people talking about, "I didn't have a dad, so that's why my life was messed up." And I'm not trying to minimize it. I did not have that problem. I had my dad in my life until 10 years ago. He's just been past 10 years. So I had him, well into my adulthood. He interacted with my children and everything. So I never had the problem of no dad. As a matter of fact, I had many dads. I had mentors. I had people who took me and shaped me. But Mr. James, he did not have that benefit. He was raised by a strong, sometimes we overuse that word, but she was a strong woman who happens to have been black. He was born December 30th in 1984. If my math is correct, that would make him around 37 years old. Still out on the court, still making a difference. But LeBron James, with no father, no education, no training, and very few role models, went on and didn't go to college because of his ability. He went straight to the pros. He married, listen to this, this is very much why I love him. He married his high school sweetheart, was never arrested, never used drugs, never humiliated his spouse with side chick stories, no outside babies. Never in the news with so much of a parking ticket. He's an excellent father. You hear much about his sons now as they become older. Heavily involved in his children's activities. In my opinion, I'll just say it this way, one of the greatest players on the planet in the game today. He's the same person that he was when he started out. Humble, respectful. He's not earning close to $2 million a week, but he has done so much for not only the game of basketball, but I'm going to give you some of the other things that he has done. This book, available on Amazon, will give you all the basketball accolades, 20 pages, much of it. It does go into his background, how he developed into the basketball player that he is. Let me just tell you one tip. His mother bought him a little hoop with the orange, I think it's red, orange, little basketball hoops that you play inside. That changed his life. Parents, get your children into something. Buy him a piano, buy him a cello, buy him a piano. Get them into something to see if they have talent. What if his mother had never bought him a basketball hoop? Who knows? I love his mother, such a great woman. Her name is Gloria Marie James. Not going to mention his father, insignificant sperm donor. But let me go into what else I want to say about him. Again, this book and many other places has the background on Mr. James. Let me do one other thing to show off. Hopefully y'all can see it. But this is true. Aside from LeBron, and this young man is, I love him more than I love LeBron. Mr. Nasir, we call him MVP because during his basketball, high school, middle school basketball career, he earned MVP several times. Most of the time in tournaments, he just tore them up. So that's Nas MVP. And you see, you can read it for yourself. That's my greatest player. And hopefully you can see it. Nas MVP. I will always be his biggest fan. But getting back to Mr. James, just want to tell you why I admire him so much. He's a player that has done so much. He went back and helped renovate his old high schools, St. Vincent, St. Mary's, gymnasium, new state of art gymnasium. A lot of players do that. That's great. But another thing that he's done, you remember during the time when there was a lot of killing of black people, he wore "I Can't Breathe" t-shirt on the court. He didn't worry about the millions because, you know, America doesn't like that. He wore it on the court. And so did his teammates back when he was with Miami. They all wore hoodies back when the young man who had on a hoodie got shot. But LeBron, in 2015, he has the foundation, and through a partnership with the University of Akron, a 4-year scholarship to cover tuition and general school fees for 1,100 kids participating in the I Promise program, and they're enrolled in the Akron public school system, a roughly $42 million endeavor. Let me say it to you again in King's English. Children who go to the Akron is in Cleveland, where he was born. He was born in Akron, Ohio. You know, I'm messing up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They will be able to go to the university there under scholarship. His foundation and his longtime friend and business partner, Maverick Carter, kicked in $2 million to help fund the Muhammad Ali, a Force for a Change exhibit at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture when the institution opened its new home on the National Mall in 2016. The LeBron James Family Fund, in collaboration with the Akron Public School District, celebrated the opening of, as he opened the schoolyard, the I Promise School, brand new school, in July 2018 in his hometown. Now here's this correct, Akron, Ohio. What will eventually be a 1st through 8th grade school tailored to give students an enriched, state-of-the-art learning experience as well as access to medical services in the school and other necessities. Here are some of the benefits of the school. Free tuition, free uniform, free bicycles and helmets, free transportation within 2 miles, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks, food pantry for families, GED and job placement services for the parents. This is the biggest. Guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron for every student who graduates. Every student. Love this man. On June 10th, 2020, James announced the launch of More Than a Vote, a non-profit organization he and a group of fellow athletes and insiders have started to combat voter suppression, raise awareness about voting rights, register eligible black voters, and encourage everyone to cast a vote in the then presidential election 2020. Now, the last thing I'm going to end on, back in 2018 when he showed his activism and support for what was happening to people, didn't just take his riches and go up on the hill. He said, I got to be quiet because I don't want to start no trouble. It's not Mr. James. After commenting to reporters about his many activisms, he rebuffed a reporter. Do you remember her name? I know y'all don't. I haven't, but I wouldn't dare say it. Give her no shine. Where she said something to the effect of, you need to shut up and dribble. In which this airhead woman said that. He said, you thought I would shut up and dribble? Nope. My activism is louder than ever. And Mr. James, LeBron Ramon James, that's a cool middle name. He's already spoken pretty loud. And he's put actions, words into action. King LeBron James, more than a great athlete, he is an even greater human being. There are 2 documentaries on Peacock, that's one of the channels. Shooting Star, that's the most, stars with an S, Shooting Stars. That's the most recent one. It is actors, young men playing out his life when he was in Cleveland and, just becoming what everyone now knows as the great LeBron James. Great, I loved it. And then in 2008, More Than a Game. That's a documentary. They knew this young man was going to be great because they followed him through games that he was playing, championships, lost national championships, won national championship, some of the ups and downs of his life. He has 5 friends that he's been with since childhood. They started out as the Fab Four, another one entered, and now they call themselves the Fab Five to this day. He's still loyal to them. They're still loyal to each other. Wish I could have, benefited from having friends like that. But again, he's still married to his high school sweetheart. And I never heard any negative press about Mr. James. LeBron James, one of my heroes. To God be the glory. Keep up the good work, sir.